to another edition of the Eternal Journey. I'm the Resolves, and this is Grimfan's Charge Rod deck. And this is a combo deck, mostly centering around the Divine Rod. And what this does is, when you play it on one of your units, you're going to look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Any that share a skill with it are going to be put into play, and you're going to discard the rest. So what is the skill we've got in this deck? And it is Charge. If you look at everything, apart from the Ember Acolyte, which is just for utility, and the Heart of the Vault, everything is going to share Charge. So any units that you see on top are going to get a point into play. So sadly there is a little bit of a failure rate with this card because you are only looking at the top 4 and you can hit some of the enablers like the Alluring Ember and the Iceberg Frontrunner, but we really just want to go for some explosive out of nowhere wins by hitting things like the Icaria and the Kaleb. And Kaleb just adds another sweet RNG element to the deck where the weapons that Kaleb plays can just get you out of any pinch and just really add to your board presence. There's a couple of additions with the new set with the Iceberg Frontrunner, which is a 1/2, does a great job of blocking any 1/1s or even 2/1s against some decks. And the Whirling Duo, which will really keep you alive against a lot of beatdown decks, as well as wearing the Divine Rod quite well. And as mentioned in previous videos, wearing the Icaria buffs pretty well as well. The Diogo is sort of an interesting inclusion, but you can actually just get to pay 8. And at the point when you paid 8, everything off the deck is just going to be pretty lethal pretty quickly. And this works especially well with the Heart of the Vault because now the Heart is going to have Charge, which means that you can pick it up with the Rod and it'll end of play, deal 4 damage to something and then just smash your opponent for 12, and it's usually lights out at that point. The influence is pretty ropey because we do need triple everything. We've got a triple fire, triple time and triple justice. But we don't need it till a little bit of the way on, and we can actually cheat with the influence somewhat with the Divine Rod, putting these into play for free. So our power base is complemented by the dual faction sort of actual powers, as well as we've got Seek Power, Find the Way, Ember Acolyte and Secret Pages just to help us get there. And sometimes you will find yourself just rise the challenge for the Ember Acolyte just to fix your power a little bit before you're able to just on turn 6 play a Heart of the Vault or turn 7 Icaria and close out the game that way. Anyway, it's an interesting deck and I'm looking forward to playing the games. So let's have at it. Okay, so not a remotely keepable hand. A lot of power, but all of it costs free. Just slightly better. I'll just scout here. Do Seek Power next turn. So Ember Acolyte's probably pretty good here because it's going to help us just fix our power, make sure we're actually hitting the drops that we need to. Right now, what do we think we need? So we do sort of need like triple everything, but right now it's going to hit a fire here, and then the Ember Acolyte will get us the time. We'll save these little units in hand for now. There's no reason just to start chucking them out. Just don't let the jig be up until we really need to. Our opponent's playing Combre here. The Diogo. I'm not sure if we do on that. We'll just start putting the pressure on. Okay, well this doesn't marshal, so I'd much rather that went there than going anywhere near our Soulfire Drake. Because 5 power just getting traded for 2 is pretty awful. Opponent's got the power. So we'll be able to Soulfire Drake next turn, and our opponent is currently -1 Desert Marshal, so we have to get at least an attack in. Not quite a combo, the Harsh Rule and the Soulfire Drake, but at least get a little something out of it. We're now going for the single owl. That's fine by me. If they want to double block here, that's fine, they take 5. So they've got a Valkyrie Force, which is sort of fine. Just going to attack him with this, and don't really need to Harsh Rule yet. Okay, maybe we need to start considering it now. Okay, so let's keep hitting power here. I'd like to see a little bit more of our opponent before we just pull the trigger on this. Opponent's deck. I think the combo lists have evolved now to the point where they don't actually play their own Harshwell. So our opponent knows that we the sort of play with a Soulfire Drake in our deck, so they hold him back with this. No real reason in firing this off yet, just fire it off at the end of our opponent's turn. Untap and just make this Icaria. Not too concerned by this 4 damage here. Let's fire this off, doesn't really matter what we get, I don't think. Because all of our influences are accounted for, so let's take whatever. The carry buffs here make some of these into at least reasonable threats. I'm curious what's happening here. This now opponent's got like a Vanquish on their side, but pretty happy to get the Protect out of the hand, as it'll give us something to do with this Harshwell. Probably going to get in there for 7 in the air perhaps, and this is us getting pretty low, so we'll probably fire off the Harshwell there. Especially if, yep, definitely. Okay, it's got a pretty big Divining Rod there, so we can just sort of go and cheese it out perhaps with the Alluring Ember. But I think I was going to attack him for 5 first, so let's the cat out of the bag here. Got a double block. Just get rid of the flyer here. Block this Harshwell. If there's a Protector, yep. So, interesting. We're not dead to this unless it's like power and, well, I'll just chuck this out of here. This does make our Divining Rod a little bit worse, but it does mean that if our opponent just have like power and Obelisk that we're not completely dead. Because that would be the +2/+2 required. Nope, there's no like shock that our opponent could have here. Okay, but there is a Great Parliament. So we are in trouble here, and this is like a guaranteed hit for this. I'll just play it and try and go a little bit deeper and hit some of the charged lifesteal. It's got a Soulfire Drake, and we're pretty much dead if anything gets through here, which is not a great position to be in. So I think we're just going to sit back for now, just try and get this to kill something. Well, I suppose we're just sort of sitting back here until we find like a Kaleb or something. Just to put our opponent in a position where they're going to have to stuff away. I think though we could attack here. I don't think we will right now because any silence would kill us. It's unlikely to have the actual removal. Yep. But the Vanquish would have done it. This doesn't look to actually be us in good shape. Okay, well. So how many did we get? We've got 1. I suppose we're just going to kill this fire. Oh, it doesn't matter actually. I didn't realise he's got haste or just got flying and charge. Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, so I was a little bit confused with the interface there to see what was actually happening, but we actually just had lethal in play. You can see how sort of nonsense this deck can go. Look at this. Okay, so one of our best charge hits is in hand, as well as quite expensive spell, so it's probably a reroll. So as you can see, this is the first time I've ever actually played this deck, so it's going to take me a little while just to get used to what's actually going on here. And this Crest just some sort of Justice Signal will do. I was looking for some sort of power influence fixer. Found a Justice, which will help a little bit. Check it out. No interest in playing this really early, just getting in a couple of chip points. So I want to just crack this out on when we've got 7 power, just play this and then put the Divine Rod straight on it. So we're going to have a Heart of the Vault in a short amount of time. For the next couple of turns, we're going to Soulfire Drake. Okay, so we're getting some sort of removal pile here, so we'll start playing the threats out just to start getting us some damage, especially with these charge runs. So I think we're just going to chuck in damage, so I'm going to get the Diogo in this turn and the Drake in next turn, and then hopefully we'll be able to get the Heart of the Vault the turn after. Very difficult for our opponent to deal with Soulfire Drake. They'd need to like make a Maiden and be able to torch at the same time, which is quite the ask. So they can torch out, which is fine. Okay, they're going to Annihilate, which does make our Divine Rod a little bit better. It's going to randomly dispute either flying or charge from our deck. And as a lot of our units already have charge, I'm just going to give them flying. Okay, well, we do really want to find the power now. Okay, so we sort of got there on the power, and we'd like a time. I think at this point I will play the Ember, just because if our opponent doesn't interact with this, we're just going to stick the Divine Rod on it, and if they do, we're just going to play the Heart of the Vault. Try and hit the power for this, perhaps. Okay, well, there we go, spin the wheel. And a complete mess, which isn't the best place to be in. Okay, yeah, drew off the top. I just really worked that out of play, so everyone wasn't able to perhaps start building up a cudgel collection and just make us a huge life linker, but at least it's only got one life left now. Justice down. Just attack here. There we go. Nice 6 cost one of these, so we'll probably be playing this down next time. And then perhaps the other Kaleb the turn after. Then some ridiculous board. No, we don't have to play against Harsh Rule anymore, is quite nice. Oh, now I'm sad. Okay, so is this double torch as well as I want to poster? That's fine. I'm happy with that. My opponent's just sort of looted. Yeah, we've got one of these. What we're going to do here, we'll actually just play this out with the Kaleb, because we'll get 2 weapons in, probably get to get for a bunch of damage. What have we got? Got Sorrow Shroud, a Trusty Revolver. Nice. Not quite what we're looking for. Kaleb gets annihilated, which isn't excellent for us. Gained 8 life though, which I'm here or there. I have the let's get a little bit of value off this Iceberg Frontrunner. I'm not sure if I'm just playing this matchup really just too aggressive. Let's just keep getting in for damage. And then next turn we're just going to make another Kaleb. Keep getting in there. Just it's going to be difficult to win the race. Our opponent is just going to gain 5 a turn. So we need to really hit some overwhelming hits here. Tip our hand a little bit, just pass it to the opponent. Oh, Statue Maiden. And I think at this point actually we will just Divining Rod here. See what we get. Okay, Soulfire Drake good, Icaria is good. I may as well attack with this because do no blocking. I was able to attack us for a little bit here, but it's not too much of a problem. Next time I was going to play the Kaleb, put a bunch of weapons down in here and just get in there with the flyers. Probably in good shape. Yep, so opponent's just like tapped out for 7 drops, so we're definitely in good shape here and not blocking. Oh, another Divine Rod. So which one's more of a spin the wheel here? Kaleb's probably more fun. Okay, so 1 shield. Wow, good, good. Spiked helm and a staff of okay. This has got first strike or quick draw. Excellent. Let's get in there. Okay, so easy redraw right there. Just 1 power. We're quite a power and influence hungry deck. Guess right here we should probably kick off with a time. We've got time to wait before we actually hit that off, but if we do draw like a find the way, we do just want to actually have the time sigil, because that'll fix the rest of our power for us. Okay, so I think I'm probably more committed to actually playing the secret pages than I am to playing the Whirling Duo on the next turn. So yeah, play the Whirling Duo now, because next turn we can secret and seek, and that'll lead us up with a Soulfire Drake on the next turn. It's really like that approach. It's got like a removal spell here, and they're going to get to make the 5/5s, but I'd prefer they use it. So I'll just sort of try and force a hand there. I could also just actually Divining Rod on here, just to see what happens with that. Rather than just getting in there with the Drake. Death Strike, that's fine. That sort of plays for us, so we'll grab the fire here. Hopefully the spells that we've actually got require the triple fire. I need to think here where I'll just sit back. I'm just taking 10 here. I'd rather just race. If our opponent kills this and we draw a power, we're able to shove the rod on the Frontrunner. But as it stands, we're just going to stick the rod on the Soulfire Drake here and see what we hit. Okay, we've got an Icaria, great. So it wasn't the best hit. And we're perhaps being a little bit too aggressive here, but this is 13 in the air. Just the 5, because our opponent did have the Annihilate. So I need to think about how we're going to be blocking. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're just going to play the Soulfire Drake and just kill our opponent. Also just missed the attack. It's quite unfortunate. Okay, so this hand's probably actually fine. Again, the Kaleb's in hand, but I guess that's the price of having 4 in your deck. I think we'll actually keep this because we can quite good influence. I'm going to redraw, just not too familiar with the deck, and I think I prefer this a lot better, just because we do have pretty much all of our influence covered. Just need, oh, there we go. So let's just get some scouts off. And time's good because that's going to leave these undepleted, and then we'll just be able to secret pages for the fire or the justice, whichever one we feels more missing. Just start there roping for the opponent. So playing against JPS. This could be Scream. I think we'll keep this as it's quite a resilient threat. And it'll need our opponent to have like a feeding time or something like that. Perhaps playing Valkyrie Forces, but with Wisdom Nails over here. That's perhaps not the case. I think I will actually get the fire here just because that lets us get in there just with the Soulfire Drake. My opponent seems to be struggling here. They playing the card draw like quite early in the game, so perhaps they're just looking for power just to be able to keep up. With the casting stuff like strategize, then I may as well just leave them to make the choices before I sort of fire off this and just give them more information about what style of deck we actually are. Got the secret pages for fixing the final justice over here. But right now, I'm just going to chuck in for 5. Worst case scenario is that our opponent perhaps permafrosts or feeding times us, but a permafrost's not the absolute worst. Okay, so feeding time it is. And do we get the Icaria? I'm not convinced that we do. Just chuck this into play just because I don't really want to draw it next turn. And just get in there for the 1 point of damage. We're just going to secret pages into the Justice. There's no reason to do it on our opponent's turn, really. And I think right now we'll fire it off. I've got the option of taking the Rise or the Harsh one. Also could have been good there just to Rise for... Okay, well, this is just happening instead. And then next turn we'll just make the Kaleb if nothing happens to these two. Because our opponent really is struggling here on power. So sadly for them it's perhaps not going to be much of a game, as we could just have lethal next turn. So that reduces the number of units and the amount of times we get to spin the wheel. Oh, so it's just Kaleb on their own. Okay, so Kaleb and a Kaleb is probably fine. Here we go, a Sorrow Shroud. So at least we've got to gain a bunch life, which is probably mostly relevant here. But pretty much needs to find a removal spell here. Otherwise they're just dead to the second Kaleb. So this one basically kills them anyway, because we're only at 9. Okay, just for the BMs there, we'll get in with a little Alluring Ember. Really like an island's choice here. But I don't think it matters because we've got exactly 9 over here, so it's good job we did play the Ember. The old gain 10. Yeah, this deck's nonsense. Worth every dust. Okay, so our power's not exactly what we're looking for here. The old Heart of the Volcano banner deck. But we'll redraw here. Yeah, and definitely do better. And this looks like a straight up Ricano hand. Just Whirling Duo into Joe into Soulfire Drake. And good, we're drawing the old low number. Just tilting us a little bit because this is quite a way away from being cast. I guess Praxis here must be quite an interesting build playing with the Initiate of the Sandstorm. I never really liked Initiate in this deck just because the influence quiets that you got are just a little bit on the steep side. So when Trailmaker got released, I was very happy to move over to that. I was thinking perhaps we got like a probably considering between developing the board or purifying this. Okay, well, get the first time sigil here. And no reason to play it out. Just gives our opponent a little bit too much information. Well, I'm not really interested in playing this unless it's straight into a Divine Rod. Fortunately, our opponent is probably struggling on time here, and that's where it is that they're actually looking for. Fortunately, this is just going to do the job, and perhaps this is the good part about this as a combo deck. It's also just got a bunch of charge units, so you can just really put pressure on your opponent and just kill them the good old-fashioned way with the old 5-2 Soulfire Drake. Okay, easy redraw over here. And nice. Find the Way's finally found its way into our opening hand. So a nice slow hand, but we should be able to stabilise with a harsh rule into 2 Heart of the Vaults. Play some good old-fashioned greedy pile deck. So we've got the triple time accounted for, and we're just looking for 1 fire and 1 justice. That was just the justice. Okay, so we're against the whichever version of removal pile we're against. If we probably just go over the top in that matchup. Save the scout for later. So right now we've pretty much got everything, so double check just to make sure. Got 3, 3 and 3. So let's grab the fire sigil. Could perhaps go with actually just using the crest there, but I'm just going to save it for later. Let's play this next turn, and then the seat into actual time sigil, and then the heart of the vault. I'm playing the rest perhaps before the next heart of the vault. Right, let's get this down. If opponent overextends a little bit into the board, perhaps plays another threat here, especially one that doesn't have revenge. So another Whirling Duo, then I'm definitely just going to chuck out this harsh rule. The Heart of the Vaults do a good job at removing a lot of our opponent's other threats. So they get to kill Highwayman and the Stonescar Alchemist. Stonepad Alchemist, sorry. Okay, so removed a Slay, which is pretty good news for us. Actually, I'm not super interested here in taking 5, so I think I'll just chuck this off. Because it's pretty much going to be the only spot we're going to be able to do this. Let's get out of the way, and then out of the vault next, especially if this Stonepad Alchemist makes another appearance. Get in there and pop it off. Having 5 in play doesn't sound like a lot, but our opponent does have access to a lot of charge damage. And 5/5's fine over here. Fire it off there. Just going to erase our opponent. Okay, I've got another one of these, nice. So if our opponent does commit a punch to the board again, we can just reset and secret pages, or do all of it really. Just scout, secret pages, and harsh rule. Our opponent's going to keep attacking on the ground here. So that's the Icaria that they're getting. So we'll just actually need to race here. So if that is the Icaria, then we are dead. So look what's on top. And Divine Red, no bueno. What we really want to find is a Wisp of some variety. No, we didn't. We'll attack for 6 anyway. I'm pretty certain our opponent's got a carry, in which case we are dead. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, I think this is slow, but probably a passable hand as we do find the way on secret pages. So I think we'll keep this, especially on the play. Gives us a little bit of pressure that we're under. And just deck leading with Huru Banner, we're probably in good shape. I can see actual Huru Flyers being a problem. So get the second timeout. Then through the Find the Way and the secret pages, we... Okay, well, we got the Crest of Impulse. So where does this leave us? Think about whether we can just make this Heart of the Vault next turn or not. We'll just sort of take it nice and slow, just get the Justice Saucer. Next turn we might just scout and just lead with the Diogo. And Sigil, no bueno. So just chunk in that for the massive free damage off Diogo. Playing around Island's Island's choice here with the free power. I wonder if this artwork was inspired a little bit by Louise. Let's see. A lot of wanted posters. What do we have here? That's pretty much telling me that we don't need to make a Heart of the Vault here. I feel like our opponent's telling me that they've got a Wrath, but obviously it's fine just to dig a little deeper with the Heart of the Vault, but I think it was going to pass. Fire off those secret pages, just give me a snifter if there's any sort of fast spell action going on. And yep, there's a Harsh Rule, so fire us off just to give them the spooks. My poster is a little bit more interesting in like a hero list because they've not really got much in the way of hard removal, so White Poster and Frost, not the hugest of combos. Get this Crest down. A little snoop of what's going on, and get out of here, Crest. And yeah, don't want to draw this, so let's just get in for the 1 point. We've already got a Charger. It's not quite as good as holding a Divining Rod, but it was a reasonable enough impression. And of course, just turning our 1-2 into a 1-1 with Destiny, I guess. Yep. So the jig's definitely up here. Everyone knows what's going on. Fire off the 1-1. Get in for 7. Guess we're going to get favoured here. Or choiced. There's a slight problem with the sort of main cards being named after main characters is I do get confused between intervention, choice, and right after the secret pages. No strategize around from this deck, so just get out of our hand. I get a little bit confused between the choice, intervention, and the favour sometimes. Yep, rough beats with the lightning storm there. We've got Kaleb. I think we've got enough power here where we can wait and just try and get a little bit of value. I'll try and kill out of nowhere if we make a dragon plus a Kaleb on the same turn. Get these out of here. Go for the high score with 9 time sigils. Our opponent does make a Sword of the Sky King kit. It's very likely to be able to one-shot it. Need 14 power and we get to go absolutely ham. So I'm looking forward to undepleted power over here. Yeah, pull. Okay. The opponent's just going to draw 3 here. partial luck get out here. Got a little bit of time here just to put the Divine Rod on the Kaleb. Okay, so we're in a bit of pressure because I'll probably find like another Channel Tempest here. We're in good shape to be able to do that again. A couple of outsets, so if I had any undepleted power, which lets us do the floating power play, or any unit really, is probably good enough for a Divine Rod. Well, perhaps should have fired off the. Okay, well, perhaps should have fired off the Rain of Frogs there. So, how much are we taking from another channel? This is perhaps legal, didn't read it out. Yep, so 12 damage. But next time we perhaps just do get to win on the spot. The discard, yeah, the Lion's Gone is not doing much against us. Okay, well, I'd prefer that be on top of our deck actually. So. Okay, I suppose this is how you just have it all. My opponent's still dead to the free threats over here if they're able to island this. Just makes our next Divine Rod even better, but we're never going to get to this point, and I assume that if we weren't able to kill our opponent this turn, then we would have had another channel in there, or just somewhere pointing an extra point, even if it was just another Yeti bolt. Okay, well, it's going to be the last one, and I think as lovely as this curve of 5, 6, 7 is, I don't think we'll actually get there, so this is an easy redraw. There's a little bit more like it, as at least some of our influence covered. So we are against Skycrack, so it could be in some big trouble here. Sigil is good, gets us a little bit closer with the Justice Source, going to be seeking here. Very possible we're just going to be playing a 3-5 blocker. So, check this out and grab a Justice. Opponent not having a turn 1 play has probably done us a great favour, because this deck is quite explosive and capable of killing you pretty early on. Although we don't actually have any plays until 4, and that's just a 3-5 blocker. But 2 turns later it's going to be wearing a Divine Rod. Hopefully that's enough. I've got Vadia, so we're in reasonable shape here. Probably not blocking the Vadia, just gonna block the Oni Ronin. Just okay. Well, we don't get a choice here. We're taking a cool 7 points. But next turn is maybe Diogo. Let's see what's on top. Find the way. No, thank you. Just have 2 3-5 blockers. Probably just going to try and block the largest amount of damage. Just put a Divine Rod on whoever survives, and just sort of hope for the best from there. But ideally, going to hit some life steal units. Okay, so what's going on here? The free here just sort of kills our unit for free, so rather than that happen, and the trample will go through anyway. I'll just block the run and get that out of here. So it looks like 5, could very much be more. Always, yep, okay, so torch. Okay, double torch, so yeah, that got it. Okay, so this is a straight redraw. This is better. Hopefully just trying to find some justice, but if we don't, we can just set up the turn 7 with the Alluring Ember. Power Soulfire, it's not exactly the power we're looking for. Well, I'm playing the Crest just because I want to get it out of the way. And I suppose we'll just keep the Whirling Ember on top because it's the same as bottom in it. With wild cards like this, maybe you just want to be using the let's play the Idiot Frontrunner. Give us a little bit more potential for just having the turn 6 rather than the turn 7 Divine Rod. Okay, well, that's justice. So what we'll look for here is everything I'm particularly interested in to make on 5. I'm not entirely certain that there is, but we'll take a look. I think I might go and get a backup Divine Rod. We can obviously make the... Could have just grabbed the out of the vault for the turn after, but I think turn 6 is just going to be Divine Rod and then turn 7 is going to be more of the same really. Okay, well we are Alluring Ember flooded, so let's make a few of them. So we're able to stick out there. Perhaps should have kept one back. Just because in the unlikely event that we are playing against like a Rakano beatdown deck that just randomly has harsh rule in it. I don't think that's going to be the case. So no blocks here. Just want to spike into a Kaleb and give my entire board weapons. That's sort of the dream right now. The boosted one first, just to get the more damage in. Kaleb, Diogo. Yep, so we're in good shape. We've got a Regent's Blade Diogo, so that is going to be very easy to deal with. And everyone gives up. Our board's pretty ridiculous. And power looks good. Got pretty much double of everything. And we're able to set up with the Rise Challenge, just grab a Divining Rod and then chuck it at one of these idiots. So we'll keep this. Could be a Stone Sky deck actually, which would be interesting. Could be another of these charge decks. But I'm going to chuck down the Uncrowned banner, just put the fear in them. It looks like another charge deck. I'm not entirely interested in getting these guys out. I'm not really sure what you're supposed to be doing with these still. I think next turn's probably going to be Rise the Challenge for the Divining Rod. And then turn after, just play both of these. They get dealt with. We'll just play an Icaria and put the rod on her. Okay, playing his actual armory list maybe. Okay, well we've got the Divine Rod. So, well, I'm not sitting here taking a million off this, so yeah, get in there, Frontrunner. If I make another hand, we'll just do the same play. Okay, so that's how we're in. Yep. Gonna gain a little bit of life here, that's fine. This is pretty perfect because now we get the fire source sorted out. I think just so that we can slam it next time, just play the Alluring Ember. Chuck in for a damage. If one's got another Highwayman, that's not great for us. Have it as trade here. Our opponent can kill this to give this quick draw. Okay, opponent's saying effects for the game, we're not that low. I mean, we know we can't get there with this out of on. This is going to get discarded. So maybe we'll just chuck this in and pop it up for a nice cheap partial. This is a change of plan now. Just going to go for the Icaria. Okay, this is fine. So they just use like 2 good removal spells, and we're about to play an Icaria, so we're in good shape here. Icaria's got such a stabilising effect on the board that we pretty much still able to have her in play to be able to play a Divine Rod. Okay. Well, this is a way of popping our Aegis. But they could just whack a torch something here. If there is a torch, it kills us either way. So I'll probably just do and soak up some damage. I just need to think about whether I'm just going to trade off here. I'll have to get our opponent down to no cards. Totally fine. Okay, well, they didn't have it, so play the Divine Rod. Yeah, this was a pretty bad one. So I'll just attack with the Icaria for 8. And 2 blockers back, opponent's got 2 cards. We'll just trade here because we can make a 10-10 Icaria. And that'll probably do the job. Yeah, sometimes the Divine Rod does sort of whiff. But for the video we have yeah, opponent gives up. For the video I've had quite good luck with it. We've had it. Okay, so on the draw, and our power's pretty good. We're able to fix it all up, so we'll keep this. Sadly, no scout power, but chuck down the banners. A little bit of seek power, then we'll get to secret pages for whatever's missing. Okay, so we currently have double everything but triple fire. I'll give a time here, and then I'll get justice with the secret pages. Get some sort of hero deck, so perhaps this is control. Okay, just flyers. I've got. Oh, it is actually just the justice we need to get. No reason to do this because I don't want to get unsealed on our secret pages. Cat might be out of the bag that there's not many good targets for that against us. And here's a target, so this is quite a lot of pressure actually. So for Crest, see what's on top. And Frontrunner, no thank you. Just getting here with the Diogo. So 3-5 blocks to 4-5 quite nicely. So the attack tells me perhaps got something that's a little bit nonsense here. Like maybe a Yeti pult or something. Just the Enforcer. Guess we'll just keep digging through the deck. We've sort of whiffed a little bit here. I don't expect this game will last very long. And there's only a singleton Ember Acolyte because she's got no combat ability, so she's sort of a whiff with the Divine Rod. And also you can't put a weapon on it because she's not a fire unit. Quick look at our draw step, but we'll probably be wrapping this game up soon pretty quickly. We have a Drake, so we'll sit on this just as a little blocker for now. There's not in a position to race here on a game. I was gaining a bunch of life. This moment I'm just hoping on a nice RNG hit with the okay, maybe not. Yep, so pretty much need the hash wheel right now. Okay, we didn't find a hash wheel, so let's go out for bang, just see the kill we can do. Like a medium out that you can do a little something. It doesn't, gives a... So I need the weapons to be the other way around, so I needed the Lafraya Falchion over here. But yeah, what can you do? Just rely on RNG. Okay, so easy redraw here. And power base is sort of fine, plus we've got sort of good conditions to hit into. Play the Ricano seat just to spook him a little bit. Okay, so hopefully we managed to get there with the hash wheel, because it's probably much of where that's going to pay off. That's his strip Ricano again. Well, we're looking to not be in great shape here, because we've got the charge rod, but not the power nor the influence to be able to play it. I'm going to fire up this Rise for the challenge. This will be an Ember Acolyte here. Okay, she does a good job at blocking. She's probably just going to block this. Also blocks through any unseen commando. Yep. Right now we get. It's just a time schedule because we've already got the fires already accounted for here. And then just hoping to trade here and then finish up with a harsh roll and hopefully be able to take over from there. But if there is a vanquish here, we are in pretty bad shape. Yep. So I'm pretty much hoping for not a protector because we can't deal with two of the units, well, specifically this one being saved. Because fire off one of these, threaten the block, but most likely we're just going to try and keep it in place so we can divide and rod it. Okay, well, get just free life anyway. Nice. We would have been dead by this attack. So, underplate power? Okay. So, I've got a chance. Okay, so step one. So, just attack in here. Gets us out of torch range and leaves us with two blockers. We're looking for pretty much any 5-stars just to be able to get this Icaria down. But right now I've got to be pretty conservative because our opponent does have a bunch of war cries on top of the deck that we've not really seen yet because this was just a free hammer. Okay, well, they're moving the lifesteal blocker, that's fine. Right now, just hit this because then if we mise into another hammer, with 5-star, that's fine. Okay, well, we're sitting back and attempting to block again. So any vanquish does kill us. Oops. 13, 14, one of these, great. That's our Praxis has gone well and truly above us. So, let's go out in style with Icaria going down. Okay, well, we'll hopefully go out for bank here. Let's keep this our last one to get to scout a little bit. I think we'll keep it actually. As a plan could very well just be out of the vault. I guess another fire deck, but it's a fire deck with Seek Power, so probably not a super aggressive one. Whirling Duo good because it's a pretty good target for the Divining Rod, but I think we've already got one, so perhaps just bottom it, try and find like a Register challenge on actual Divining Rod. Stone Scar here, okay. This is Armory deck, they've discarded a Justice card. We're gonna seek up a Justice Source here. So, speaking of seeking up Justice Sources, that's what our Amber Acolyte will do. Let's got the rest of our colour side. I like how the Alluring Ember can just jump in there and just pop off a Rune Hammer. It's quite nice. Chunk in there for 2. Oh, Justice, no reason to play this. Really want to save the Alluring Ember if we do find Divining Rod. Must be on a Tarot build because it's got Privilege rank. We've got Alcohol side. So, next turn, the only thing to do is just play the Fire Source and the Heart of the Vault. We got Tarot, maybe we'll Harsh Rule. But just a Rune Hammer is perfectly fine. Okay, pass on a little thing here. Okay, excellent. Well, we will get to just do this next turn, but we had the power for it anyway. Just kill the hammer and then 0 cost Alluring Ember, which is less impressive as we do actually just have the 7th power, but it's still nice that you're able to give it to the reduction. But we will be playing against the version that actually has Harsh Rule, I believe, but just some of the cards have shown us. Okay, let's see what the energy's got for us. Okay, so there are some whiffs in the deck, but the Icaria pays up, what pays off for it. The opponent's given up. That was Charge Rod, and the deck's interesting. It is very all in on the combo, though as we've seen you can actually just get there by just playing the Icaria and sometimes just playing a Kaleb on its own, or in one case we actually got to 14, played a Kaleb into a Divine Rod and went off from there. I think this deck's probably pretty good if you're at the beginning of the month and you just want to sort of get out of gold, get straight into Diamond 1 and start rising the ranks, because if your opponent isn't prepared for what this deck can do, then you can win out of nowhere, and that's really where I want to be with my combo decks, is that perhaps I was going to take a beating in the early game and then suddenly I've got to 6 or 7 power and my opponent's dead. That's it, the game's over and we're on to the next one. But would I craft this? That's the interesting question. And the Kalebs, perhaps no, unless you want to specifically play this deck, because I don't see many other homes for this, although it's not quite the burden of crafting an entire playset, because you do get one included in the base game. The Icaria and the Soulfire Drake, I had 3 of these until fairly recently, where the Revenge deck sort of pushed me towards building the additional copy of the Icaria, and just played an additional copy of Soulfire Drake for this. At the vault, pretty much if you want to play Praxis, you do want a playset of this anyway. And so it does feel quite legendary heavy, especially with the Diogo over here, but Diogo, I think I've had the same 2 since this actually came out. So overall, deck's fun. Would craft it if you got a load of spare Shiftstone, but otherwise just hope you enjoyed the video. I've been That Resolves, and this was Charge Rod.